Okay, so we've already watched one of the videos on how to register. We've watched the video on how to provide information about your scout. Now you're logged in. You've already put in all the information about your scout and who you're trying to support. Takes you to the dashboard screen, and here you can see at the top of the screen how you're doing. There's this in the upper right a way where you can send links and things to individuals to help support your scout. And then if you scroll down a little bit, the same links are available, right? Um, so there's a couple of ways to make sales. I'm going to kind of walk through each one of those ways. One of those ways is, in the way that I encourage all of our scouts to spend some time would be the wagon sale. And this, again, we're in a pandemic. I understand if you want to do something different or, um, you know, keeping good social distance practices and that type of thing. Still some opportunities to go and talk to people in the local area while taking appropriate precautions such as masking. The basic wagon sale starts by hitting the wagon icon at the bottom of the screen here. And then the Start Sale button located at the bottom in the middle. Here, what you're going to see is a list of items that are going to be available through the NAIC, and they've really pared down what they're selling. So the items that are going to be available through Pack 50 through the NAIC are the sweet and savory box, the chocolatey pretzels, the salted caramel popcorn bag, and unbelievable butter popcorn, the white cheddar, the sweet and salty kettle corn in a bag, the jar of popping corn, and then the bag of caramel corn for $10. And then you can also do individual donations of any amount. And you'll notice at the top there's the gold level American Heroes and the silver level. But if somebody wants to donate, say $5 or even $1, you can just enter it here and then add it to the sale. So in this case, let's say we've gone to one of our neighbors, and we've gone through our introduction spiel, our sales pitch, our elevator speech. And it's likely going to go something like, "Hi, my name is Vincent. I am a Cub Scout in Pack 50. We are selling popcorn to support Cub Scouts. Would you like to buy some popcorn?" And then the next question usually is, "Well, what do you have?" So in general, it's best to have this already up in the app while your son or daughter is going through the sales pitch. And then when they ask that question, when you have available, generally what I do is hand them the phone and say, "Hey, we have these items available." We're going to go through another method of making sales, which is via what they call direct online sales. And you can do it while you're doing the sales pitch at the door. Watch that video in a minute here. But let's say they decide to buy it. Now, this year, because of the pandemic, we as a pack have decided not to have popcorn on hand. So, what will happen is they will make an order. In early November, we'll tally up all those orders. In mid-November, we as a pack will receive all the popcorn and then distribute it to the individuals who need it. So you as a salesperson within the pack, say, have 10 unbelievable butter popcorns that need to be picked up, and we'll deliver that. For now, let's stick with the sale. And they say, "Hey, I love unbelievably buttered popcorn. I just want one of those." So we pick that, and then we hit the checkout button. So from here, you look the order summary. We make sure that the individual says, "Yes, that's what I'd like to order." Because we don't have any product with us during the wagon sales, we're going to unclick the delivered. So that will come into the Trails End popcorn application saying that that still needs to be delivered. And here, the individual, there's 3 ways that a person can pay: cash or check. Check should be made out to pack 50. You would hit the cash button, and that the individual will provide you with $20 in this case. Credit, so the individual could pay with a credit card, and we'll walk through each of these here in a minute. And then lastly, we can send them a link to their phone or their email address where they can do the credit process directly. So I'm going to start with that just so you see. So if they have a smartphone, I could put their phone number in and then hit done, or they can scan the QR code with a QR code scanner on their phone, and it's going to take them to this website. So at that point, the sales procedure would be complete for the individual scout. It's best if you stay there at the door for a moment and let the individual make sure that they got the code correctly. And you saw so we're going to get, the individual should get a notification on their smartphone. It will have a web address. They'll click on it. Now this is what's going to be happening on the phone if you're using the pay for method. The customer does not have to enter any of this optional information unless they're going to have the product delivered to them through the mail. But in this instance, we'll be coming back and ordering. So you can tell them that it's optional at this point. They should take a look and confirm their order. Yes, I'm buying this delicious, unbelievably buttered popcorn. And here I would enter the information for my credit card. I'm not going to do that because this is going to be posted. And then pay with credit card. I can also pay with the Google Pay process. If it's on a Google phone, it's going to be similar. This process will be similar if they're using an Apple product. Now, we've looked at what happens if we have a sale through on site and they're using their credit. And we're sending them the link to buy a product. Same thing. Let's go with, in this case, the white cheddar popcorn. Make an order, hit the checkout. Say they're going to give you a check. I'm going to make sure that I mark the delivered status, in this case, not delivered. And I would then get the information from the individual. And I'm going to put some of mine in here. I find it's a little easier if you hand the phone to the individual and have them put it in, but each of you feel free to do it yourself. So I'm going to save this information. And then I've successfully recorded the transaction. You can get an email address or phone number, and then if I do that, I can say send, and they'll receive a receipt, and these donations are deductible.